Who am I? I'm the greatest. Who am I? I'm getting paid. Who am I? I'm so flagrant. Who am I? I'm the greatest. Who am I? I'm getting paid. Who am I? I'm so flagrant.
What's going on, guys? This is Boss Roy here with your reading for the month of August, whatever comes out. All right, guys, if you like this reading, please like, share, subscribe for me. Thank you so much. I'm going to pull from the tarot deck, and then we're going to go from there. So let's see. We got the Star card here. We have the Three of Wands, Three of Cups in reverse, Page of Pentacles, Justice card. Let's see here. We've got everything is fine. Ten of Cups in reverse, King of Wands, and the Sun in reverse. Okay. Knight of Pentacles, Death card. Okay. I'll pull two more cards. Knight of Cups in reverse. And Queen of Cups, and we got Seven of Cups as well. Okay, let's get started. So you guys are really in a situation right now where you're just really looking at, your inner worth and just seeing that you're the star in the situation. You guys could have been in a place where someone ghosted you. You invested your time in a situation and you're looking for them to really invest back, but it was no foundation that was there. Okay. The fellowship was not in balance. Okay. And the person that you were dealing with was only putting on a small amount of their energy in the situation. Okay. So we got that Page of Pentacles energy here. And that's something that you guys are just looking at. You're looking to see, okay, well, you know what? I'm the star in the situation. And I think you guys are just really learning the key factor here about, people who come into your environment. They may not be your general type. Okay. And just because they put in that energy in the beginning, that, that positive type energy, if they're not coming from a situation where they actually are the star as well, okay, it's an unhealthy thing to invest into, okay? Because the real situation is it's going to, even though when you get justice from when you walk away from it, it can leave you sort of like in a fragmented type of place, okay? And I believe, like I said before, this person could have been not your traditional type at all. And I think sometimes, like I said before, we can be in a place where we can put people in the box, even those who are not your traditional type, thinking that they're going to be more accommodating or put in more of an effort because this is someone that you normally don't go for. But if they come in a situation with a sense of pride in themselves, okay, we got the King of Wands that came out too as well, then they're going to come in there already with that notion where it's like, okay, well, this is what I'm bringing to the table, but you already had an emotional thought process in your own type of manner to know that it's not going to be this Ten of Cups situation, okay? And this is something that you already know. This is something that you're already learning to know, in a situation where it's like, okay, just because someone is not in a place of, my average person I'm really going for doesn't mean that they're going to put in that effort, okay? This person could have really led with just a lot of things on the surface. King of Wands with no direction can be someone that's just like leading from a lustful type of stance. So they could have put you in a situation where they kept the options a little bit open and there was no type of, really foundation that was looking to really grow from that situation. And you're looking at it where it's like, okay, this person, even though, like I said, that King of Wands with no direction in the right place, they don't bring about happiness in the environment, okay? This person doesn't have that energy, doesn't have that effort, doesn't have that earth energy to really invest, okay? So they don't really stay long in situations or relationships, okay? And they go in and out, which makes it, like I said before, an emotional detrimental place because, like I said, they're not bringing in that life into the relationship. They're bringing in a lot of like emotional imbalance, okay? It's energy that doesn't really really have that type of growth mentality. They're going into situations where it's like, okay, I'm putting in that bare minimum, okay? Because even though this person may not feel, you may not feel that they're your general type, or they may not be that person that you traditionally go for, they have a high sense of self, okay? Even though they don't have nothing to really bring to the table, this person can still have that arrogance factor that's in them, and that's in them as far as like with dating, okay? Just because, like I said before, we can have our own thought process. We can be, have our own biases as far as like, how someone should act, or I had that thought process, well, this person should act in this particular way. But if they had that type of negative mindset, that false energy, okay, they could still think that they're bringing a whole lot to the table, even though they're bringing nothing, okay? And you're seeing this person, they're bringing in that Knight of Cups energy to you or whatever. They're not bringing in that emotional fulfillment. They're bringing things in from a selfish lens, okay? And that's what you guys are really noticing in this situation, that you don't want anybody selfish in your environment, because that throws you off, okay? You already know this person's not coming in with a real love offer here, okay? They're bringing in, like I said, they want to get their attention. They get off on attention. They're looking to meet their needs in the situation, and they still want to play you as far as having your options open in the scenario, okay? And that's not going to bring you healing in the scenario. That's not going to bring you any type of fulfillment. And even though, like I said before, you guys could have walked away saying everything's fine, it still took a toll on you because you put in emotional investment in someone that's not really living up to their standards, okay? That King of Wands, okay, even though they present that way, they're not bringing in any type of investment into the situation as well. I'll draw one card for you guys. Let me just pick this up here. This was the Sun in reverse, but we're going to move forward with the What's the News Oracle deck and get some more clarity from there. Let's see here. Let's see. So Lucky Break came out in reverse. The Cleanse, right? Red Flag. Got the Mabu card that came out. Spilling the Beans. Let's see. It said Rebound, okay? Let's see, reading up, okay? Let's get started. The Lucky Break. This wasn't your lucky break. I think that you probably met this person and thought it was going to be more fulfilling. Like I said before, they live with that King of Wands type of energy, but really you guys left the situation needed to detox. Okay, so we got detox, riding negativity, purification. You guys, like I said before, this person could have really brought in a lot of excess energy from other places and other situations. Okay, and you saw that as a red flag. Okay, we got warning signs. Take heed, risky situation. This was a risky situation because this person wanted to put you into a situation where you weren't the only person involved. Okay, this person has multiple Mabu situations. Okay, official status, relationship. Like I said, seeing each other openly, but he has a lot of people he or she has a lot of people that are seeing openly. Okay, and you guys caught on to that red flag in the situation, and you pull yourself back from it. Okay, like I said, this person could have led right. They could have led with that energy, and like I said, I'm still getting that fact that this is not your usual type. Okay, and just because, like I said, people having that energy where it's like I want to invest, and sometimes, like I said, when we see that catering type of energy, you're thinking like, okay, well, surely this is going to be something where it could be a little bit more easygoing. Or I finally feel like sort of like validated in this interaction. That person still can have a lot of drama, a whole lot of hidden behavior in the situation. Okay, it still could be a red flag scenario. Okay, so just because somebody is not your traditional person that you normally go for doesn't mean that you sort of have that your mind on a comfort type of level or on a passive type of level where it's like, okay, well, this person's going to treat me right in this type of environment. They can lead in that particular way, but that doesn't mean that's going to stay there. Okay, you still have to have that wisdom. Okay, that Queen of Cups that came out, that wisdom to know that what's coming out for you in the emotional direction. Okay, what's coming towards you in the emotional direction. If you know that it's that Knight of Cups in reverse, that means that this person's looking to throw your emotional equilibrium off balance. Okay, and that's something that you don't want to deal with. Okay, so we got spilling the beans, revealing secrets, cast out the bag. So you already know this is out the bag. Okay, you guys could have found out this from social media. You could have saw this person's phone, or could have been in a situation where they're just like really observing their interaction to see that they're just really not worth that investment in. Okay, you could have saw that this person could have been online. Just like I said, like leaving a lot of situationships open, and a lot of interactions that they were having were not like, okay, well, this person's a friend. Now, this person seems like there's a lot more hidden beneath the surface, okay? And that's a red flag to you, Okay, that's a red flag. And I think you guys probably said like, wow, this person came in very strong trying to get my attention, but that doesn't mean that this person's not going to use that same type of tactic to other people. Okay, it's all about learning someone's character. Okay, just because the person could be your type or they could not be your type doesn't mean that they have, improper behaviors when it comes down to being in relationships. When it comes down to cultivating relationships, it could still be a red flag situation. Okay, because this person looks at you like the rebound situation. Okay, and this person has this thought process where it's like, I could go in and out of your life, okay, and it could be completely okay, and you guys are really stopping that right in the dirt where it needs to be, okay, because you're like, okay, no, I'm not going to be one of your options, okay, I'm not going to be one of your choices, and I'm not going to keep this door remaining open, okay, because you're realizing that this threw you off your off your rocket, okay. Even though, like I said, some of you guys could have been in a space where you're like, okay, everything's fine, you're still doing that deep emotional healing, and you guys are going to heal for the situation because this is already behind you. Okay, you heal from it and got in that Queen of Cups type of energy. Okay, you just don't want to go back to the situation where you're the rebound or someone else's rebound because something didn't really work in their general direction. Okay, because you can't get that 10 of cups with this person. Okay, it's coming out reverse. So that emotional well-being, that happiness, happy family, happy life, this person is very on a surface type of level. They go in and out of relationships with that speed, and they don't really put in the right type of investment because they don't have no growth in the situation. Like I said, the Earth card that came out here, you got that Page of Pentacles. That's like I said before, that's someone, like I said, they're trying to cultivate, maybe go to dinner, something surface. They're not looking for a long-term growth situation, okay? Reading up, doing the research, learning more, gaining insight. So you guys are already sort of gaining insight as far as like how you approach your relationships, how you approach dating, how you approach people who are not traditional type. You're really looking at, okay, let me not look at things from a biased perspective. So you guys could really look at things from more so in depth, and you guys could probably look at it from a place where it's like, okay, you know what? I'm not going to go in with the same type of energy when it comes down thinking that people are going to act the same way based on my personal biases. Okay. You're looking at dating from a whole nother level. Okay. You're looking at it from a deeper perspective. So you won't be caught up in a situation like this again. Okay. Let's see. We're going to pull from the Hard Truths deck here. So we got closed door. All right. Got blind spots. Wrong person. Okay. So we closed door. The path is blocked with needless complications for a reason. Respect the redirection and focus on something new or forgotten that will lead you in better alignment. Okay. So that's closed door. So you guys already know that the door is closed because the door that this person is bringing to your table, or the cup that this person is bringing to your table, is a cup of confusion. Okay, the investment won't be there. Okay, you already see that. Okay, and sometimes it's just really accepting that, knowing how to handle that, and bringing your emotions to a healthy space, a healing space as well. Because this person's the wrong person. Not everyone is meant for every stage of the journey. Protect your energy with clear boundaries and set firm refusals to settle. And set a firm refusal to good God. Let's start all over. Not everyone's meant to, for every stage of your journey, protect your energy with clear boundaries and a firm refusal to settle. Okay. That's what we got. Okay. Wrong person. Lord, that took a long time to come out, but that's the thing. Sometimes people are just good for the introduction where it's like, okay, cool. They're cool for dinner. They're more associates rather than like a dating partner. And you guys are no longer going to put your emotional well-being at risk for somebody who's not really meant to be on that type of next level, because you guys already know that. Okay, you guys know from just looking at this person, looking from this situation, that this was not really meant for you to really take in a deeper type of level. And sometimes, like I said, when you had that mindset where someone's going to act a certain way, or they're going to put in this proper behavior, and that could be something. Sometimes, like I said, a misconceived notion when it comes down to dating. Okay, you guys are looking at people from their their value from the beginning to the end and what they're bringing to the table, not from a place where it's like, okay, I'm trying to get my ego stroked to the situation. You're looking to really see, okay, what this person has on the table, and you're not looking from a judgmental lens from, okay, how they present themselves, okay, or how they look like. You're looking to see what's your actual character. Okay, so we got that blind spot. Your limited perspective is causing you to miss important detail. Expand your view and seek input from trusted sources for what you may be overlooking. Okay. Now, sometimes our thought process can have us in a blind spot perspective. Okay. A lot of our biases, like I said, in our childhood or from previous situations, can have us in this place where it's like, okay, well, this person here, okay, you know, can have that Beauty and the Beast perspective. Well, this person's gonna treat me like the prince at the end at Beauty and the Beast. And you're like, no, you know, you're looking at things from a whole type of lens and say, no, this person here does not have that level of, you know, investing in a proper relationship in the right type of way. Yeah, just because they're like, you know, saying a lot of things to me or they're leading a certain way. And I look at them as far as saying, okay, well, they're going to continue this behavior because they're putting the effort because they're not my general type. That doesn't mean that that person doesn't have a low ego of themselves or a low value of themselves. They can still be arrogant. They can still be out here doing fraudulent things. Okay. And you guys are really approaching things from a, like I said, from a clearer page because you learn from this situation that some of these relationships and some of these interactions can have you in this Ten of Swords perspective. You're not going to put yourself back into that mindset when things are already at your focal front where you can say, you know what, I'm not going to choose to be in this situation.
Who am I? I'm the greatest. Who am I? I'm getting paid. Who am I? I'm so flagrant. Who am I? I'm the greatest. Who am I? I'm getting paid. Who am I? I'm so flagrant.